Hi everyone, this is Nikita, and today with me you're going to learn about matrices. What exactly are the matrices? That's what I'm going to explain you, and post that we're going to solve the basic questions of matrices. This is how the trajectory of the session is. Let's begin. So, what exactly are matrices? Matrices are used to display some sort of information. Now, in what form? If they are displaying the information in what form. So they represent information, the matrices represent information in the form of rectangular arrays. So this is how the array looks like, and array of numbers if I have to plot. So let's say I plot here 5, 8, 7, 6, 4, 2. This is an array, and this is how a matrix is formed. Now, a single would be called a matrix, multiple would be called matrices. This is how we call them. So, this is an array of numbers that you can see which contain two rows. These are called rows. If you look at them, this is what we call a row. This is row 1, this is row 2. And what we call columns are these on the top. You write this as set of columns. So columns are vertical, rows are horizontal. So this is how we represent the matrix. This is your A matrix. Okay, if I have to display some data of a shopping center, let's say, so we've got, let's say there were some jeans that were sold, there were some t-shirts that were sold, there were some jackets that were sold. So I'm going to make jeans, t-shirts, and jackets as the columns. It could be turned other way around as well. There's no particular, you know, you have to do it like this or that. No, that's not like this. And we have got t-shirt, jeans, and jackets sold. So let's say that there were four jeans sold, and there were t-shirts sold that was six, and then jackets were sold eight, random numbers. And I am finding the sales for Saturday and Sunday. Right. And Sunday the jeans were sold like three. There were t-shirts that were sold were six, 10, and jackets were sold, let's say 11 jackets were sold, all in all. So from this, I can see that this is what my data looks like, data from the shopping center. So we can say that, of course, matrices would also be used in data analysis, and that is what you're going to learn in future with me, because I'm going to put all the data analytics video where you will see that, how matrices are used in machine learning, neural networks, data analysis. So it's going to be very interesting for you to learn. Right now, you just have to keep in mind the basics of matrix, which is how the information is represented. Okay, so if I talk about the rows, there are two rows here which represent Saturday and Sunday. And on Saturday, there were some sales of jeans, t-shirts, jackets. On Sunday, there were some sales of jeans, t-shirts, and jackets. And these numbers represent the number of sales that happened. Okay, they don't represent the cost, they just represent the number of entities that were sold. Now we will talk about elements of the matrix. So these 5, 8, 7, 6, 4, 2, these are all called the elements of matrix. Okay. In the first row, this is the first row, and if this is a matrix A, I'm going to take a different set of pen. Yeah. So this, if this is an A matrix, so in the A matrix, we have got first element as 5. So how do you represent this? Now I'm going to tell you the order. Always the order of matrix is taken as number of rows to be written first. So number of rows cross number of columns. Okay, so there are two rows in this. So I'm going to write 2 first, cross. The columns are 3. So we will write 3 as columns. Got it? So the order of the matrix above of this matrix is 2 cross 3. Similarly, the order of this A matrix is 2 cross 3 because again there are 2 rows and 3 columns. And now you can see the element, the first one. This is the element of the first row and the first column. So we will call it A11 is equal to 5. This is how you represent. So I'm just going to write it separately over here. A11 is the first row, first column element 5. First row, second column will be A12, which is 8. You can see it's the first row, second row, first column, second column, third column. Okay, so A11 is 5, A12 is 8. Then first row, third element or third column element will be called A13. It is going to be 7. Similarly, second row, first column, A21. First, you have to write the row number, then you will write the column number. This is the standardized format. So A21, so 6 is the element, then A22. So A22 is 4 and A23, which is the second row, third column, is 2. So this is how the elements are displayed for this matrix. Understood? So now, since this was a very randomized matrix, but here we can see that there's information. From this matrix, I can find out that the sales on Saturday, the number of entities that were sold on Saturday were 4 plus 6 plus 8, which is if you add 6 plus 4, you get 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. 18 entities were sold that day. So this is how you derive the information from a certain matrix, right? Then you have got 3, 10, 11. So those were the sales of Sunday. So 3 plus 10 is 13. 13 plus 11 is 24, isn't it? Or if you add 10 plus 11, it's going to be 21. And 21 plus 3 is again 24. So we have got the addition of the matrix, the addition of the rows or elements of the row 2 is going to be 24. So 24 entities were sold on Sunday. So if we compare the entities sold on Saturday versus Sunday, we are going to say that this time the sales on Sunday were more than sales on Saturday. Right, depending on obviously the costings and all, these are the further things that you will do, obviously. But as I said, the number of entities we are finding out. So number of entities sold on Sunday were more than the number of entities sold on Saturday. This is how we grab the information from a given matrix, right? So this was a very basic session on matrix. Now we are going to go to check out some questions. So here I've written some information for you to just cope up with matrix. So a matrix is a rectangular array of numbers set out in rows and columns with square brackets. The rows are horizontal and columns are vertical. And the order, which is the size of the matrix, is the number of rows cross the number of columns. And this is how you're going to say 2 cross 3, 4 cross 5. That's how you say. Always remember that the rows have to be written first. Now comes the find total students over here. So you can easily find out the total number of students in the given matrix, isn't it? You're going to just add all the elements. So we are going to add 24 and 31. It's going to give me a 55, right? And we are going to add the second row. We are going to get 46 plus 35, which is going to be 11 and 81. Right, if you're going to add 55 to 81, we're going to get 8 plus 5 is 13, 136 students all in all are there in this matrix given. Now, information given by element B12. You can try this. This is the B matrix. So first row, first column is B11. This is 24. B12 is 31. B21 is 46 and B22 is 35. So we want B12. That means we want this element. 31 is the element that it wants. So this is the data given to us for year 8 and year 9 students, where we are finding out number of boys in the year 8 are 24, number of girls in the year 8 are 31. So we can tell that this question wanted us to display the data of number of girls in year 8. Okay, so information given by this is number of girls present in year 8. Okay, that is equal to 31. So you just don't write 31. You have to give the information also, like what exactly is it representing. Now, how many are the total boys? So total boys के लिए you will have to add this column. Okay, be it in year 8 or in year 9. So we will have to add 24 plus 46, which is going to be, um, 1 second. So 6 and 4 makes 10, and then 1 carry over, and then 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7, 70. There are total 70 boys in both the years. Now, how many total girls are there? Again, you will add the second column. So you have to see that, if they are wanting the total number of students in year 8 or in year 9, that way you will have to add the the elements of the rows altogether. But right now they're wanting the information about the number of girls or number of boys, then you will have to add the column elements together. So you have to figure out yourself like what exactly is the question demanding. Right. So how many total girls are there? So we can see the girls are 31 plus 35, because in year 8 there are 31 girls and in year 9 there are 35 girls. So 31 plus 35 is going to be 5 plus 1, 6, and 3 plus 3 is also 6. So 66 girls are there. Easy? So this is how we are supposed to do the questions of matrices, fundamental questions. Last question for the day. State the order of this matrix. I think you can do it easily. We have been given three columns, C1, C2, C3, and we have been given two rows, row 1 and row 2. So the order is number of rows cross the number of columns. Number of rows are 2, columns are 3. So 2 cross 3 is going to be the order of this matrix. Also find A12. So A12, it's the A matrix. So the first row element 8 is A11. Second element of first row is A12. So this is 1, 2. Third element of the same row, first row, third element. So A13. This is A21. This is A22. And this is A23. Now they want A12, which is 7. Next, A23. So A23 is this one. So 2. So you are now pretty clear about the elements. So these are the elements. Just going to write this down. These are the elements of the matrix, and number of columns, number of rows, matrices represent some information, any data it can represent. And you can also, further when you do higher maths, you will see about the maths about machine learning and neural networks where you will use the matrices. So it's going to be very interesting, but start from the basics first, right? And then we will proceed further. Thank you very much. Take care, guys.